What's up, everybody? Digital Golf Doc coming to you today to talk about what might be the most frustrating diagnosis I deal with as a physical therapist. Tennis elbow. Right, that pain on the outside of your arm. It's frustrating and annoying in every way. Not only does it get in the way of your golf game, but a lot of times you can't even pick up a cup of coffee in the morning without irritating that pain. You can't type on a keyboard. That's just horribly freaking frustrating. And the thing is, it doesn't always have to be the most difficult thing to treat. In fact, I see people for just a few sessions a lot of times. Sometimes I'll even hook them up with one of my favorite products or two, and they get relief immediately. Really handy if you've got a golf trip coming up. So what I want to do today is count down through those products. Every single one of these, except for one, I have used personally, and I have seen either myself or my patients benefit from. Now, I'm going to give you a short summary of these products today and let you check them out on your own. But if you want to deep dive into them, make sure you subscribe to my channel because there'll be videos coming out over the next few weeks telling you how to use them in detail to get the best possible results. So no more delay, let's jump into the countdown, and we're going to teach you again how to get rid of tennis elbow on your own at home. Before we get any further, I have to give you one very important warning, because I just had this discussion with a physician friend the other day. Injections rarely work for tennis elbow. In fact, there's a whole mound of research out there that says it actually makes it worse and that the pain takes longer to go away. That's because cortisone, what's in those injections, actually degrades your tissue quality. And you can look this up. Cortisone injections are bad for collagen synthesis and a whole host of other things that improve the quality and health of your tendons and ligaments. Again, Google it, find out. Look up, are cortisone shots harmful? And even beyond that, there's a reason you can only have a few shots in a certain amount of time, because they know it damages cells. What I can tell you about the stuff I'm going to go through today is not only is there a high likelihood that one or more of these will work for you, they won't cause any harm or damage as long as they're used correctly. Product one is a very simple, humble massage ball. Usually find them $15 to $20 around Amazon, and you're going to use it to break up scar tissue and loosen up those muscle fibers in your forearm. So you can take that ball, set it on the table, and roll it back and forth across those tight, sore muscles. If it's easier, you can actually pin it against a wall and roll your arm on the wall too. Either one of those will work. Again, I'll have a detailed video coming out about how you can use this more specifically. Product two is a tennis elbow brace, sometimes referred to as a Counterforce brace. They typically look something like this, although there are a lot of different versions of it, and I'm going to put a link to some of my favorites in the description of this video. But what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to slide it up your arm, and you're going to get this thicker piece, or in some versions a plastic piece, and you're going to position it right over top of that most painful spot. You're going to tighten it so it's firm pressure, and then you're going to go on about your day. Whether that's typing at a computer, swinging a golf club, a lot of times putting this on can provide immediate relief in your activity of choice. Product three is called Voodoo Floss, and it's going to look like this. It's a long rubber band that you're actually going to wrap around those muscles and across the elbow joint. It's most easy to apply if you have someone to help you, as you see in this video. But what's really cool about Voodoo Floss is you can apply it, do a few exercises for about a minute, and a lot of times it'll provide relief for your entire round of golf or an entire weightlifting session, which is nice because if the brace really annoys you, then there you have an option like this that you only have to wear for a minute at a time. The next product I want to cover is very simple. It's just a compression sleeve. Again, you're going to see a picture pop up here, and all you're going to do with that sleeve is slide it on over your elbow. You're going to have some fabric above, some fabric below. Now you'll notice I'm going to link to that copper fit type of sleeve. Now copper doesn't really have any magical benefits, but I found that that brand actually uses a really high quality compression, and the compression is where you get the benefits. That compression is going to give some feedback to that area. It's going to help with blood flow. That active pressure, almost like a massage, can help. And it's also going to lock some heat in there, which is going to keep that area loose and easily moving. So the compression sleeve, again, we like the quality of the compression to create easy movement on the elbow. This is great to be worn while you're doing things outside, if you're working the yard, if you're playing golf, because typically they're also sweat wicking, they're easily washable. So some of the products today you'll see are use and then go do your activity. This is actually one you're going to put on and keep on while you do your activity, and that's the compression sleeve. Product 5 is a cryo sleeve. I don't have one with me today, but you'll see an image pop up on the screen of what it is, and I linked one in the description of this video. But you literally just slide it over top of your elbow, and it's going to run some type of cooling agent, typically water or ice if it's frozen on there, and you're going to put it right on that painful spot. If you don't have one of these, you don't want to invest in one, you can actually get a similar effect by freezing ice in a small cup that you can then tear apart and then rubbing that ice on your forearm. And again, a lot of times that can provide immense relief at the end of the day when it's gotten really worn down, tired, and painful. Product 6 is a big one. Now, it's more on the expensive side. It's called the Fiix Elbow program. I'm actually in the process of getting and trying one of these now. But what I can tell you is the product is used to massage and break up scar tissue. So when we talked about the ball, it's the same process, except you don't have to do any of the work yourself. You can just set it, forget about it, and let it go to work, which can be really beneficial because if you're busy and you can't step away during the day, you can just slide this on and let it do its thing. They also send some exercises with it, probably some similar ones you'll see in some of my videos. But it sounds like a good plan to me, and when I get the product, I'll do a review so that you can all see a detailed breakdown. Product 7 is what we call a scraping tool. So the one I have looks like this. Metal tool, beveled edge. You're typically going to put some type of lotion over top of the area of pain, and then you can take this tool and you're going to use it to massage the muscle. And there's different edges, so you can use whatever best works to work that muscle and make it loosen up. The real name for that, by the way, is Instrument Assisted Soft Tissue Mobilization, which is a mouthful and why we call it scraping. Before moving on to product 8, I want to point something out. To this point, we have only covered things about pain relief. None of them actually strengthen the tendon. And if you want to get rid of pain long term, you actually have to make that tendon stronger so it can withstand more force in the future without breaking down and getting painful. So product 8 are finger extension resistance bands. And I love these for a number of reasons. But before I talk about what they do, this is how you use them. So you put your fingers in. That way it's around your fingers, and then you just try and open your hand. And you can probably see the muscles on my forearm working during this exercise, directly targeting that tendon. What's cool about these is they're small, they're cheap, and they're portable. So I actually keep one in my desk. So if I'm stuck on a phone call or I have a few minutes, I'll put this on and work those muscles in that tendon just to make sure I'm strengthening for down the road. Because as someone who plays golf and tennis, I really have to be careful making sure all my grip muscles are as strong as they can possibly be to avoid injury. Product 9 is the Flexbar. It looks like this. It comes in different resistances, as you'll see in the link in this description of this video. But what you can do is you can twist it. And that twisting motion challenges the wrist. Now, there's a very specific way you want to do this to get the tension the way you want. Again, you kind of saw that weird position I put myself in. And again, I'll explain that in a longer, more detailed video on the Flexbar. But there are a long line of physical therapists that swear by that tool as the #1 treatment for tennis elbow, and even golfer's elbow too. Product 10 is called the gripper. And I think there's a really good chance a lot of you already have one of these sitting around your house somewhere because I see them all over the place. But it's super simple. You put it in your hand, and all you do is squeeze. And again, you can see it work the muscle and tendon in that area. You can get different levels of resistance. The description I have of the brand I like is 3 of them for $60, so it's very affordable. But again, they're going to strengthen that tendon long term. So I'll stick that in my car cup holder or on the desk at work, and then whenever I've got a minute, I'll do 30 seconds, a minute of squeezing, and I know I'm strengthening that muscle and tendon to hold up for the long term. Product 10 is another physical therapist favorite. It's called the Pronator. Now it looks like this. You attach your weight to the end. What's so cool about this one is this motion at your forearm here is called pronation and supination. And this is about the only effective way to load it very well. So you'll position that in your hand, elbow is going to stay at your side, and you can drop out one direction and you can drop in the other way. Typically, in is the more painful one for tennis elbow, and out is the more challenging one for golfer's elbow. But it can be used to treat both. Again, a little bit more specific treatment strategies that you should go over if you're going to use this, but I'm going to put that in a different video for you so that if you do use this product, you can focus on it there. Thanks for listening, everybody, and hanging with me for that whole video. Again, tennis elbow is just a very tricky business. So if you have it, you want to get rid of it. But I think these products are useful because they can also help it avoid coming back. Or if you've never had it before, hopefully preventing you from ever getting it in the first place. So if you have any questions about how to use these, just hit the comments below this video. And again, subscribe so you can get into the detailed use of all these products. And we can avoid that just horrible, annoying pain that is tennis elbow.